All right, you are tuned in to the smooth jazz sounds of Michael Connor. Welcome to this edition of the Sync Producer Spotlight. My name is Jason Dowty. If you don't know what the Sync Producer Spotlight is, basically, we are all part of a community called the Sync Producer Hub. It's run by Anthony Clint Jr., where he has put all of these courses, this entire program, this entire community together where we are getting our music into TV and film and making some money from it while we sleep, right? It's one way you can reach your dream of actually doing music for a living or at least making an additional stream of income or something like that. So if you've ever wanted to hear your music on some of your favorite TV shows, there is a link in the description if you want to check it out and learn more. And what we do every week is we put one of our members into the spotlight. And the person that I'm bringing on today, um, every time we've had a live listening session, which Clint hosts on every Friday night, we hear this man's music and are just blown away. Like it is there, it is ready. We should be hearing this on major network productions, movies, ads, everywhere, right? This Cleo is extremely talented. We're about to bring him on, and everybody's going to be a little bit jealous of him because as I'm speaking, this is January 21st, or sorry, January 24th, 2026. And there's this big vortex coming down from the North Pole, and it's about to hit. It's already cold in the states and Ontario where I am, and we're about to hit a winter storm. But Cleo, he hangs out in Hawaii, so he's chilling in Hawaii. It's about 78 degrees. So let's bring him on, and please don't get mad at him for that.
Hey,
What's
what's up,
going on,
y'all?
Cleo?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, not much. I'm just gonna shout out a few people in the chat real quick. We got KJ, Michael Connor, there he
What's
is,
up? Hey, Michael.
Kevin Cheek, uh, Ward. Oh, what? Uh, Ward. I have seen you. I forgot your first name though, but I see you in the community all the time now.
Hey, Brian.
Uh, Brian Ward, right?
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
that right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Larry. All right. Brother Truman, who was in our last episode that we had before the holidays. Or was that after the holidays? I have the memory of a goldfish, if you can't tell. That's why I need to write things down. But welcome everybody. Welcome Larry Bradshaw. Cleo,
What's up?
how you doing? How's Hawaii?
Dude, it's great. Great. We had like a little rainy season last week, but the sun is out and I
Oh
can't be
yeah,
happier. Yeah.
it's tough getting a little rain, isn't it?
I don't have I drive an electric bike, and so I do suffer in the rain because I'm literally like soaking wet by the time I get to work.
Oh
And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure everybody's like, you try
It
to
feels
ride
good though.
you try to ride an electric bike in the states right now, and you're slipping and sliding and dying. So,
hmm
no, that's awesome. That's awesome. I've been to Hawaii one time. I used to work on a cruise ship,
Hmm.
um, and well, me and my wife, like we used to sing in the shows. Like, well, she was a dancer, I was a singer, and we did a repositioning cruise where we went from New York down through like around South America and then back up to
Hmm.
reposition in LA. And we went to Hawaii was part of that, and we went to the Pro Bowl way back when. This was like in 2013.
Hmm.
So like, that's back when they had the Pro Bowl in Honolulu and they actually tackled each other and stuff like that. But it was a cool experience. So you live in a beautiful state.
I love it here. I love it here. I've been here 5 years, and before that, I was living in LA. So, not a hard transition, but man, it's amazing here. Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess we could talk about Hawaii the whole time.
Okay.
Just make everybody mad, sitting there watching the snow come down. But we're here to talk about music a little bit. So, why don't we just kind of start from the beginning? Obviously, most of us in the hub, at a very, very young age, we got introduced to music and we grew a passion for it. Kind of give us a little bit of your story. You don't have to start from when you're a baby, but let us know what got you into music, what inspires you, and all of that.
Sure. So I've been in music, I want to say, since I was a baby, right? But my background actually is in dance. I started off as a professional dancer in LA for like 14 years.
Oh,
Um, done like Disney shows. I've music videos, stage performances, and it was an incredible time. And then I moved to Hawaii, and I've always sang, right? Like it's always kind of just been something I've done for fun. Um, how I got into music actually was, or like songwriting, was a heartbreak. Went through a really tough breakup last year, and yeah, I was just writing and journaling so much, and I just didn't really feel like I felt like I was just repeating myself, right? Like as I'm journaling and going to therapy and stuff, and I was like, I need another outlet. I need another way to get these feelings out, and I just had this thought. I was like, what if I wrote a song? What would that be like, And so I looked up, how do you write a song? Like what does a song entail? And I started off with one song called Fix It that I will never play for anyone. But yeah, it started off with one song, and it just was a way for me to just like process what I couldn't like talk to with my partner, right? And just get these words out. And then once I like actually heard my music, and I was like, oh man, I would share it with friends, and they would say, yeah, it has like this like cinematic quality. Like I can see this in movies. I could hear this in a movie. It's something I would hear a lot. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, how do I get my songs in a movie? What does that process look like? And so I started to research that, and found sync licensing. And then I found uh, Clint reached, I don't know how, I fell across his page, or someone referred me over to him. And I remember messaging him, and he was like, yeah, man, come in, like, join the community. And then I did my first share, super nervous, right? I don't think I was even online because I didn't even realize what was happening with the share, but just the positive feedback from there was crazy, right? And it just like inspired me to keep creating, keep going. And really, it's like this last year is I've just challenged myself to just write every day, every week, to expand like how I speak in music, expand different styles of writing, just to stay creative and keep my voice fresh.
Awesome. Wow, that's great. Only a year? You've only been writing songs for a year?
Yeah,
That's crazy. That is nuts. And I know all of us in the group, in the hub, we all have those first songs that we don't want nobody to hear.
yeah.
But sometimes you'll go back to those like early ones
Mhm,
and you'll find like a diamond in the rough, right? So,
mhm.
don't toss it in the garbage, keep it on your
It,
hard drive and,
yeah,
you might
it's
be
gonna
able
be
to
saved.
make something out of that.
Mm,
Yeah. Oh, Michael Connor saying, unbelievable artistry. That is true. Awesome.
thank you,
That's great.
thank you.
Um, so you touched on a little bit, like, um, there's a in sync licensing, like, especially if you're making like a lot of underscore music, or you're just like a producer. Like mostly make like instrumentals, right?
Hmm.
Um, you can start building a routine with your songwriting that can make it a bit stale and stagnant.
Hmm.
But it sounds like you really, you write every day and you're always exploring new ways to write. But it might make it a little less like efficient, right? Like you may not be making that many songs. How do you like balance the stay creative and inspired versus the I need to get a lot of songs done and I'm trying to put work in.
I don't attach to it needing to be finished, right? Like I let it flow. So, I start off with just some writing exercises to just get my brain going.
Hmm.
And, after there, I'm just like, if I feel it, I continue. If I don't, then I just move on, right? And then I just start the next day. So, not getting in my own way is how I stay creative. I just stay consistent.
Okay. And that's what Clint preaches all the time is consistency. So
Mm,
if you're doing it every day, like who did there's somebody I follow on social media. He's an author. Um, and he has this video that is all about like finishing big projects or something like that. But one nugget that I took away from that video that has like stayed with me for a long time, and this goes back to your consistency of writing every day, is if you just show up and you do the boring parts,
mm,
sometimes it's not always like you don't feel like writing that day, but you will find a way to like, still do it. And if you just show up daily or, whatever you commit yourself to, as long as you are showing up like you are a further along than 95% of the people out there.
Mhm.
Because most of us flake, most of us give up, most of us aren't consistent. So congrats on your consistency for an entire year of writing music.
Thank you. Yeah. It's, I think to get over that hump, like if I don't feel like it, I just set a timer for 5 minutes. Like, all right, just write for five and then let it
Mhm.
go versus like, you know, being stuck in that process. And so I think that keeps it flow and it just becomes more of like a buildup of reps that even in that feeling of not wanting to do it, I'm still I'm still going to challenge myself and do it anyways.
That's awesome. I'm gonna ask you
Thank you,
more.
KJ.
I didn't mean for yeah, thank you, KJ. I didn't mean for this to turn into like a mindset conversation, but it might
Yeah,
turn a
sorry.
little bit there if that's okay.
That's
No,
kind
no,
of how I'm
no.
set up. That's how I'm set up, man. I'm mindset always. So
Well, I mean, that is the most important part of this whole thing. There are, so many talented people out there that just don't have consistency and don't have the mindset to do it and to, like, persevere, you know?
mhm.
Um, so let me ask you this, is there something let's say, you're talking to a new member that just joined the hub. Maybe there's somebody who tries something for a while and then gives up, and that's kind of how their personality is. Through your experience, what piece of advice might you give somebody like that to help them be more consistent and to follow through?
I would say that just because you stop or just because you pause does not mean that you're giving up, right? Sometimes that those moments of rest that you aren't feeling inspired at the moment, you're probably just meant to experience your life, right? Just experience your life, continue moving forward, and the whole point of it is returning back to the music, returning back to creating. Don't
Mhm.
don't don't get stuck on how long you haven't done something, right? Did you come back though? That's what's most important.
Yes, amen. And we're our own worst critic, and we're so hard on ourselves sometimes. And if we commit to something and we're like, um, I didn't do it today. Don't beat yourself up. Maybe it wasn't meant to be today, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I love what you're saying. Like, you take a break, go live life, come back
Yeah,
to it, and it'll be waiting for you.
you might be inspired after that, right? You go through things and you're like, oh, okay, now I got something that I want to write about, or I got a beat from something I heard outside. Like, you know, we're in this life to live, and then create from there.
Ah, man. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So let's talk about how you create music. Like, what is your
Sure.
process? How do you approach it? What do you do?
Yeah. So my process is lyric first, honestly. Like that's the first thing that comes to me is just the words. And then from there, melody starts to form as I start to write. And I lean into modern tools like AI to help me fully produce my sound. Starts off with a voice memo first, and then I utilize technology to like just bring it to full sound, right? Like when it comes to my journey with music, it's new for me, right? And so I'm actually like backtracking my process because I have this, this is where I'm strongest, and then I utilize my tools to help me leverage so that I continue to create versus getting stuck and like, well, I don't know how to do that, so maybe I shouldn't write, I shouldn't
Mm,
sing because I don't know how to make a beat or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna say no. I'm just gonna do it anyways, exactly where I'm at, and just trust this process.
mhm.
Yeah.
And I think that's good advice for even producers that don't write songs and only write music. Um, I don't know, this is a thought. So your lyrics first, right? You come up with a concept, you come up with what the song's about. That automatically gives you what emotion you want in your music.
Hmm.
So maybe as instrumental writers as well, if you start with a concept, a title, what your song's about, you're automatically going to have the emotion built in because you know what you're going for, and then that emotion is going to resonate for a particular TV scene or whatever you're going for. It's just going to resonate that much more.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. So when you say what tools do you use?
Yeah. I mean, we all heard of Suno. I've been with Suno for quite some time. That's one that I use. Probably the main one, and then really it's just like I am a plugins like junkie. I didn't even know what plugins were, and once I found them, I'm like, oh, like this just really like expands even more. So I can take the creation and really start to put my own. And that's why I'm so thankful for this community and like Clint's videos, because it's helped me like, how do I track my vocals? How do I, get my sound right and all of that? All the things I didn't really know how to do, I've learned within this community. So it's great. But yeah, that's pretty much my tools right there. Those two.
Okay. Wait, Suno and what was the other one? Sorry.
Just creating in the DAW and
The
plugins. Like
plugins.
yeah,
What DAW?
plug.
Which DAW? I don't know.
Studio One. Studio One.
Studio One. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right. All right.
yeah.
Yeah. I just saw somebody post about that. They had a big update and they were acquired by another company. Who bought them?
I
I
don't
can't
know.
remember.
Yeah.
Somebody just bought them. Somebody in the chat, let me know who bought Studio One. I think it was Fender. I think it was Fender,
Oh.
like the guitar company bought them.
That makes sense. I've been seeing their promos when I log in, so yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. Awesome. Did you spend a ton of money over the holidays on your plugins?
I did, and I do not regret it at all. Do not regret it. Yeah.
Oh, we got Clint in the chat. What's up, Clint?
What's up?
Fender. Yeah, everybody's chiming in now. Yeah, Fender bought Studio One. That's awesome. Do you have a favorite plugin that you bought, or did you just buy them and then you're like, I don't even use them?
Oh no, I definitely use them. Noru is my favorite right now.
Noru.
Mhm.
Okay, what is that? I haven't
Yeah.
heard of that one.
I don't know how to explain it, but you'd have to like look it up. But their
Okay.
plugins are just very vast of what you can do, and it's just it's great. It's great.
Okay. I'm gonna look it up now.
Check it out.
Hold on,
Check it out.
Noru. Noru?
Yeah,
All right. I got motorcycle gear. Okay, hold up.
I think that's the name of it.
I'll plug in. Let's see. Neuro Audio. Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah. No,
Yes.
no, no. I've heard of them.
Hmm.
I actually I bought their Xbox.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah. Okay.
Xbox Pro is what I'm obsessed with. Yeah.
I forgot I bought that, but it makes your vocal chain so much easier. Like
Yes.
the old way that you had to do it with, you had your subtractive EQ, your boost EQ, your
Yeah.
like everything. Like I had probably 6 or 7.
Mhm.
It puts it all there for you, so that's awesome. All right, cool. Let's go into a song. You shared 3
Sure.
of them, and I'm glad you
Yeah.
did. That way we get to hear three of your songs. So I have
Yeah.
Algorithm, Need Me, and The Tower. Which one do you want to
Mhm.
do first?
Yeah, let's start off. Let's start off with with algorithm. Like the order that it's in, I'd love to go through.
Okay.
Just want to say, like, these are 3 different sounds of me that we're gonna hear today.
Okay.
So this first one, algorithm, is kind of more of like a house vibe, right?
Okay.
And it's actually, this song is doing really well, right? It's been picked up by 2 different libraries already. And I'm just excited to see like where it actually lands. It is being pitched.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll see it's a very single pull song.
All right, awesome. And we're gonna I'm gonna follow up with you on, the libraries. Obviously, it sounds like they're non-exclusive deals if they're with 2.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right, cool. I'm gonna share the tab and let's get into it. Algorithm.
Scrolling, feeding, double tap, still dreaming. No words, just looks. Can't read you, but I'm hooked. Click, you tease, replay, then freeze. Hard, why obey you post, I stay. Got me lost in your rhythm, your system and algorithm. I'm trapped in a virtual prison, doom scrolling like there's no end. Got me lost in your rhythm, your system and algorithm. I'm trapped in a virtual prison, doom scrolling like there's no end. Falling, sleep, you drop, I sink deep. See me, left on red, still play. You in my head, blurred lines, no face, addicted, no trace. Glitch, boy, too smooth, hooking in your groove. Got me lost in your rhythm, your system and algorithm. I'm trapped in a virtual prison. Doom scrolling like there's no end. Got me lost in your rhythm, your system and algorithm. I'm trapped in a virtual prison. Doom scrolling like there's no end. Crash me, you crash me. You crash me. You crash me. Got me lost in your rhythm, your system and algorithm. I'm trapped in a virtual prison. Keep scrolling like there's no end. Crash, 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 crash.
Hey.
All right, hold up. I gotta get the horn. There it is. There we go. All right, that was awesome.
Thank you,
Uh,
man.
um, when people can't see this, but you got up from your seat before we started this live, and
Oh, yeah,
you had an Alia t-shirt on.
yeah, yeah.
Which and this song has that Craig David feel. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, from like back in the
Yeah,
day. I don't know
definitely an
if
inspiration. Yeah,
okay, I was just curious, like, if you're inspired by, like, early 2000s or late 90s, like, any of that type of
definitely.
music. Okay,
Yes,
that makes
yes.
sense. No, I love that one. You have a lot of attention to detail and a lot of musicality where you knew where to put the drops, put the changes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love how the vocal didn't have, like, it had reverb, but it was, like, had a gate on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Where it didn't ring out. That was a really cool touch on that song.
Mm-hmm.
Was that
Thank
on
you.
purpose? I assume it
Some
was.
it's on like it's like accidents that happen that I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's great. So, yeah.
Oh, we all do those all the
Mm-hmm.
time, yeah, yeah. I was like, "Can you feel me?" That reminded me of them days, you know?
Heck yeah,
But then it had
definitely
that
my
whole other
era.
section that, like, brought it that modern sound and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
so that was amazing.
Thank
So
you.
tell us about your, how you got in touch with these music licensing companies and, how they picked it up.
Sure. Honestly, like took Clint's advice and just started sending out messages, and that one, I think a month after I started sending out messages, I got picked up by a library, right? Assemble Sound is who I got picked up with first. I
Okay.
submitted 7 songs, and they ended up signing 4 of them. Algorithm being one of them. Yeah, 2 songs which I did with Seth Hood from our community also got picked up as well too. So yeah, it's been great, man. Like I'm
Awesome.
just waiting. It's one of these things like you plant the seed and you just trust the process and keep your head in the paper and continue to work. Um, and I just am very confident that something's gonna play soon.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, some people, like, it takes months, right? So the fact that you got into a library that early is a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious, like, using Suno.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably just saw that video that Clint posted where he was
Yeah.
talking about, like, it's not quite there yet. We don't know where the legal things are gonna shake out, and a lot of music libraries are kinda running from AI in general. You did the right thing because I saw your post, like, you disclosed, you let them know you use Suno for this and that. They
Yes.
they didn't care. because the song is dope.
Mhm.
um, but do you have any concerns about that? And are you trying to? No, no concerns at
Mm-mm.
all. Okay.
No, I think that, what I've learned, with conversations that I've been having with people is really just like leaning in with transparency, right? Like let them know what your process is, and so that's why and then within the community, I've been talking about it just more upfront.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, because at the end of the day, like I know I'm putting my heart into this. You know what I mean? I'm really like this is all coming from within me, right? And yes, technology has helped me create a fuller sound, but the human is still behind that, right? Like these are my lyrics, they come from me. That melody came from me. It started from a voice note. Like I just already had that cadence down,
Hmm.
and I can complete the sound and the project from there. So to me, I kind of look at it as like I actually, and Clint has talked about this before. Working with AI is almost like you have like your team of producers and you're right behind you, and you're just
Hmm.
like, it's your own soundboard and you're all just like creating together. So, I at the very beginning was a little nervous and like scared. And now, as I've really been leaning into transparency, I'm like, whatever library or, producer that I end up working with, I'm hoping to attract the people that respect my process,
Okay.
you know and if a library is like, oh, we don't want that, that's okay, because someone will, at some point. So that's my thought behind
Hey, all right. And
it.
at the Shades of Sync conference, we had a you probably heard, we had that conference in, Atlanta or
Hmm.
in sorry, uh, Alpharetta, Georgia. It's close to Atlanta.
Hmm.
One thing that they definitely kept repeating over and over again was, disclose, right? Like, let them know what your process is, as long as you are upfront and all of that, then, they can make a decision from there. So, I love that. I love that you're, this is my process. This is me. And if you want to work with me, great. And if not, you're on to the next opportunity. That's cool.
Hmm.
All right. All right. So,
Thanks,
is
Clint.
there, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Um, let's talk about what's next. Like, what are you, like, you have a dance background. Are
Yeah.
you thinking of you want to do live performances or are you already doing live performances?
I am already doing live performances.
Okay.
I have not blended my dance career or my dance background with music yet, but it's something that will happen down the line. My intention right now, what I'm really working on, like I've been doing vocal lessons and really just working on uh, correct placement for my vocals and understanding my registers and just training with my vocal coach. Shout out to Meliana Brown. Uh, once a week with her, but I literally sing every single day.
Okay.
And so my goal, like what's next for me, is to continue submitting music for sync, right? To get involved with more libraries, and then really establishing better relationships or more relationships with other songwriters and producers. Right now, I am a part of another music group called the Listening Hour, with Whitney Phillips. She's written from like Teddy Swims to Ariana Grande. And that has been an incredible process as well. Really thorough feedback on like lyrical content and really how to expand upon that. But even with her, she is wanting to direct me towards other producers in sync specifically. And so, yeah, just establishing these connections and getting myself out there. It's scary,
Uh-huh.
but there's no choice but to just do it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to somebody who has is facing their fears, right? Is scared to share their music. Maybe it's
Mm.
somebody new in the hub or thinking about joining the hub, but they don't quite want to share their music yet. What would you say to them?
I would say, and this is something that I've really been practicing myself, that fear is going to be there. It's going to be there, right? And being courageous is action, right? And so by practicing what scares you and repeating that process, that's how you build courage, right? So you will start off scared,
Hmm.
do the scary thing. Like I was scared to do this interview, right? Do the scary thing,
Yep.
and eventually resilience is going to build. It's like going to the gym. It's going to be hard, right? You're going to sweat. You can't avoid that. Your heart rate's going to go up, right? and then you come out fresh, stronger, better because of it. So
Amen.
yeah.
Love that. Um, all of the greatest things in my life have happened outside of my comfort zone. So the more
Hmm.
you face your fears, um, fear's gonna be there. Do it anyway.
Hmm.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
So what are you, so you're part of, what was Whitney's,
The
organization
listening
again?
hour. The
The
listening
Listening
hour.
Hour.
Yeah, yeah.
What is that? Like, do you meet weekly or how does that work?
We meet 2 times a month, right?
Okay.
And so, yeah, we submit music and she goes live and she'll listen to it either with herself or she'll listen to it with other songwriters in the industry. And they give us like thorough feedback. Like they are breaking your song down for like 10 minutes, right? So it's a very vulnerable
Wow.
process, but you learn a lot, and not only from like the music that you're putting in but also what other people are putting in, right? Like feedback for someone else is also feedback for you, right?
Mhm.
And so yeah, my mind has opened up on just different ways to tell stories, you know.
Yeah. That's cool. Maybe I'll join. My
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
she would
great.
love you to join. Yeah.
We're all moving to Hawaii. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into your next song then. If
Sure.
would do you want "Need Me" or "The Tower"? Which one would you like to play
Need
next?
Me. Yeah, yeah. So this is going to be more of like an R&B vibe from me.
Okay.
I am an anxiously attached person, right? When I love, and so this is where this is coming from. I am like a hopeless romantic, and I will love my person probably from day one. And so has this like desperation feel, but it's a groove and it's a vibe. So
All right.
yeah.
Let's go. I'm sharing "Need Me." Let's go.
I love you, I don't even know you. Just met, but I'm falling bad. Ooh. Gave you my keys, my cash, and my chest. Forget the future, living in the present. I'll act like you see me clear, even if you disappear. Booked the plans for every weekend. Wrote you in like you'd mean it. Hey. Need me, please. Even if it's not love. Need me, please. Even if it's not us. Just going too strong, baby. I believe whatever you say to me. Need me, please. Ooh. Just love me, even if it's one night only. No. This ain't what I thought it'd be. Thought you'd fall in love with me. One night stand turned 2 then 3. Wanted signs, stop texting me. I still came through. Anxious heart, you need space, but I need comfort. Told myself I wouldn't stay, but if I go, you might slip away. Need me, please. Even if it's not love. Need me, please. baby, lady.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, yes, sir. You know what I love about sync
What's up?
is like if you're an artist, like let's say you're just a straight up artist, right? You build a fan base. You make a certain type of music. Those people follow you for that type of music. In
Mm-hmm.
sync, you can spread your wings. You can try all these different genres, all these different types of music, right? Because it's like known in the show and it's helping tell the story, but it's not necessarily about you necessarily. So it
Mm-hmm.
gives you that freedom to like express yourself any way you want with any genre and any type.
Yes, yes. I think that's why I'm pulled to it. I'm pulled to it for that reason is that, I think I'm just in such a fluid state right now when it comes to my identity as an artist. Like I'm finding that I'm in the
Mhm.
process of becoming right now. And, the fact that I'm new, I just started out, that I don't have like I'm not in a box right now. And so I'm just able to just like I want to go here and then there, and try that out. So
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, we can tell. Awesome. Do you have any like artists that you have really inspired you over your, musical career?
Sure, yeah, definitely. Khalid, I'm a really big fan of. Daniel Caesar, I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of. Um, who else do I love? Frank Ocean, absolutely. SZA. Um, and I love actually like then I get into like more of like a soft rock vibe. I love James Off Arthur, Louis Capaldi
Mhm.
as well. Uh, Benson Boone, also love. Yeah. So it's like pretty vast for me, but those are pretty much who is in my rotation when I'm listening
Nice.
to it. Yes,
You have good taste in music.
of course.
You're like, "I better."
Right, right.
Alright, cool. So take us through, like, let's see, um, yeah, like a day in the life. Like, I know every day's different, right? Because I
Hmm.
love what you said earlier, like, go live life, then make art.
Hmm.
Not the other way around, because
Hmm.
that's where you get your best art. Do you have a typical day, or do you like, is every day just kind of a complete, different day?
So the last 6 months has been very interesting for me. I right when I got into sync, I lost my job, right,
Mm,
and so not it was a very tough thing to go through, but I immediately turned to music at that time, and so I said go live life, right, but at that time music was my life, like it's all I really had,
mhm.
and so I was just literally just from sun up to sundown making music. I'd walk my dog, I'd go on a hike, maybe take a class or something, take a fitness class, and then go right back to it, and just like really pull for my life. Like, what am I feeling right now? What's going on? What conversations am I having with people? A lot of my best songs actually have happened. My one of my closest friends, Guy James, we read books together, right? And we'll talk about them, and then through those dialogues, like we'll explore, and like topics will come up, and then I will get off the phone. I'm like, oh, I need to write about this. Like, this is like so inspiring right now. um, so yeah, I think that day to day is just wake up, workout, right, first thing, because I got to get the blood flowing and energy flowing, and then now I'm back to work. So we go to work, and then I come home, and I just give myself like an hour or two, right. First hour is vocal warm-ups and exercises, and then the second hour is creation, right, like what thoughts are in my mind and what's my concept today, what do I want to explore.
That's awesome. That's cool. Um, since there are probably some people in the hub that have dabbled in songwriting, right?
Mm.
Maybe haven't made songs that sound that great, or doesn't sound radio ready, and things like that. What piece of advice might you give them, like to learn more about songwriting?
To learn more about songwriting, I think is really for you to write songs, you have to understand yourself, right? Who are you as an individual, as a human, and what thoughts are coming down to your mind. So I would say, like, always keep a voice note with you or a journal pad with you, and keep your ears and your mind open to the conversations that you're having. And if you feel inspiration, whether it be one line or a concept, immediately write that down and then come back to it later, like when you're in that creative space, and just see what comes up from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're in, is it Songs of Love Foundation, is that right?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
when you do that and you're, like, in one of those sessions, what's the most common mistakes that people make, or not mistakes, but, common feedback that you hear to make a song better?
Um, there's certain, with Songs of Love, our mission is to write songs for children who are struggling in some kind of way, right? And these songs are meant to inspire. And so one thing is, don't point out the struggle, talk about what excites them, what makes them feel good, right? And so, because, songs heal, right? Music heals, definitely. And it also helps us process. And so for when it comes to that, that's a different avenue that I tap into writing. I think of me as a little child, right? Like, what was Cleo like as a little child? What excited me? Hearing my name was a great thing. And definitely, like, I remember actually, I went to a Disney show and they said the name Cleo in the show. I think there was like a fish for Pinocchio. And I was like, oh, they said my name. It's exciting to hear your name, right? And so, yeah, I think I really pay attention to what is on paper, like what is their favorite things, and then allow that to inspire how I want to tell this kid's story. You know,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Alright.
Is that clear? Does that
I
make
think
sense?
so. I think the most important thing is, this is what I'm gathering from it.
Mm,
Number 1, when you said, write down everything, when it comes to you, know who you are. I think that's all about being, genuine, true
hmm.
to yourself, and expressing who you are.
Yeah.
Not putting on airs, not putting up a front, any of that type of stuff. You have to be a little bit vulnerable and exposed to be your true self.
Hmm.
And then the second part is, like, keep the audience in mind. Like, who is this for
Hmm.
and what do they want?
Hmm.
Well,
Exactly.
kind of two parts, right?
Yes, two parts. So staying true to yourself, and then also don't lose don't lose what the ask is, right? From whoever, if you're writing for someone else, what is their ask? Stay aligned with that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
You
I
know what?
think.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry, go ahead. No, go
I
ahead.
was just the one thing I was gonna say. Writing songs is a very vulnerable process, right? And even with sync in mind, right? I'm actually thinking of like a breakup scene, or like I'm thinking of that, like a scene in mind, and then writing from that space. But there's still a level of vulnerability that you need to be okay with sharing in some kind of way, right? But not getting lost in the details to where now it's your personal struggle, but more about how can I write this song in a way that maybe other people can also still connect to what I'm saying, and it's not just me like going on and on about my life, right?
Mhm.
It's a broad concept that's still personal.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense. There's a I read a book a long time ago from, the founders of Pixar.
Mm,
They had a book called, I think it was called Brain Trust or something like that, where, sometimes, like, when they make movies, this is all goes back to storytelling. It all comes back to being your true self and giving a piece of yourself to the story, right? Most of the time, the movie process is, a bunch of people come together, directors, actors, scripts, everybody, make a movie, and then they part ways, right?
mm,
But with Pixar, they worked on, like, the Toy Story for years, and they saw the same people day after day after day, and the process that they created took, like, it was just story first. All of the egos were put aside, right? Like, that
mm,
was their culture that they had, was like, it's all about telling this story to our audience. And I think if you just focus on that when you're working with a music library, when you're working with, a storyteller, um, it's not about you, it's not about your music. I mean, you are giving a piece of yourself to tell the story because it's gotta come from a genuine place and it has to have that emotion, but
mhm,
it's about the story
mhm,
ultimately.
mhm,
So, I think you touched on all of those points, and it just reminded me of that book for some reason.
mhm, mhm.
Alright, cool. So let's do your final piece, The
Sure.
Tower. Well, let's tell us
Mm.
a little bit about The Tower.
Yeah, I wrote this song actually back in March of last year, and it was kind of the start of like everything felt like it was crumbling for me, right? Like I was just losing friends, I was, losing a relationship, uh, struggles with family, and I thought of the tarot card, the Tower, right? If you're familiar with that, and so that image came to mind, and that's where I kind of wrote from. And so this song is in between the struggle, right? And I do that a lot. I write in between the struggle versus this realized space, but I go back and forth between uh, naming the struggle, realizing what's happening, and wisdom comes forth, and I go back to the struggle again, because that's human, right?
Yeah.
We know, but yet we still make the same mistakes, or we still go back, or whatever the case is. And this song is really about transformation and really letting go of what's leaving you and looking forward to what's ahead. It's
Awesome.
very rock vibe, but here we go, yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Another genre. Let's hit it up.
Another genre, yes.
All right. Here we go.
Everything happens all at once. Lost friends, past lovers, even my own blood. They say I'm too much, too loud, too deep. But I won't shrink just to make them comfortable with me. I live the work, I face my past. Premeditated, side with the silence of lies. And that's the thing, when you tune out the sirens, you find a light in your own guidance. That's when you find peace under the fire ends. Is it me? Am I the reason why they leave? Do I care too much, or is it them who couldn't see you? But now fuck that, I know the truth now. Some people just want you to stay calm and stand down. Going on fire, everything's crashing down. All I see is flames, all I feel is pain. But in the end of that, what's left is a new path. When the fire burns, you learn. Now everything is meant to last. I'm at a point in my life, I know what I deserve. Respect ain't just given, it's something you earn. I'm not afraid to cut what no longer serves. My truth, my heart, my being, my word. Letting go of the past, yeah, it cuts like a knife. But life is a give and take, your ass receive when the time is right. Is it me? Am I the reason why they leave? Ooh, do I care too much, or is it them who couldn't see? But now fuck that, I know the truth now. Some people just want you to stay calm and stand down. Let it all burn, burn, burn down to the ground. The bridges falling, the past is gone now. Watch it all fade, fade, fade into the ash. No turning back, no need to look back. Let it all burn, burn, burn down to the ground. The bridges falling, the past is gone now. Watch it all fade, fade, fade into the ash. No turning back, no need to look back. The tower's on fire, everything's crashing down. All I see is flames, all I feel is pain. But in the aftermath, what's left is a new path. When the fire burns, you learn. Not everything is meant to last. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. All
Yeah, I
right.
think there was like some audio thing. It was not sounding like that earlier, but
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, it might have been I don't know. I was sharing it. I don't know what's going on.
Mm.
It was a little bit of background noise, but you could tell it was You could tell it was still dope.
Mm.
Um, yeah, when the song started off, you said it was kind of a rock vibe, and then
Yeah,
when it started off, I was like, "Oh, no, this is more in that, Khalid, Frank Ocean type vibe," in the beginning,
yeah,
and then it just went off the rails. Just went
yes,
it went
yes,
crazy there for a minute.
yeah,
No, that was
yeah.
that was that was awesome.
That I mean, that was a fun process to write that song. It actually came out of me like so quickly. Those words, it was just like, damn. Like it sometimes like it's crazy when I'm writing. Like I almost feel like I have like an out of body experience, right? Like I'll just like go and then it's done, and I'm just like, oh wait, what just happened? You know what I mean? But it was
Yep.
I wrote it right after an argument, right? It was right after I was fresh, and it was just like everything I needed to say right there, you know.
Yeah, I wish you could say it during the argument, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I do. Look, I
Oh,
can
okay,
go. I
alright.
speak my mind for sure. But yes, yeah.
Alright, we have a question from Michael Connor.
Sure.
What's your process for making Suno emotional with nuances and detail of a musical performance? In other words, how do you tailor it to your desired format and make it human? Like, what's your process using Suno?
Hmm. That's like it's hard for me to answer that because the process is different every single time, and mm, I've been working with it for so long that I just like I have like my prompts like ready in a way, and I also I don't stop until I find exactly the sound that is what I envision, like what's there. I think what really, really helps though is voice notes to create structure, right? So the more that you feed human into it, it's then you can really expand what you're trying to do versus just starting from scratch, right? And so yeah, I start with a voice note, and I think that really helps, and then I play with sound, right? So words, when the lyrics are there, you have to be okay with changing what your original intention was too, right? And so if I'm writing the song and I'm like, okay, I thought this was going to be a more R&B track, but this is not really vibing, and it needs more, right? And so then rock comes in, and I'm not afraid to like, this is why I go into different genres to find what's actually matching what I'm talking about
Mhm.
versus being stuck in the same lane, right? So I would just say, oh yeah, yeah, definitely get out of the free version so you can get some better quality for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and really just yeah, input as much as you yourself into it as you can, so it really has something to build from, and then being willing to morph as things change once once you're going. Because the thing is, and this is the thing, like lyrics matter when it comes to Suno,
Mhm.
and also how you structure your songs, right? And so I'm very intentional about each section, and I'm also listening to like, okay, does that phrase make sense right now, or does it feel off? Like I'm like in sync with this process versus just taking the first output that comes out, right?
Yeah.
It's yeah, you gotta be with it for real.
Does the paid version provide stems?
No,
No? Okay, I was just curious. I
yeah.
haven't used Suno yet. Michael Connors messed with it. I know a lot of people have. I was just curious. So you just prompt and prompt and prompt until, like, it narrows it down. Does it give you, like, options, like 4 options or something?
You get two options at a time, but
2?
you
Okay.
can do up to like nine. But yeah, so yeah, I'm continuously exploring until the right sound comes out that I'm looking for, and then when I go and retrack it, I'm able to change what I want to change, right? If I didn't like how it's out there, right? I just at least I have a base to follow along, and then go from there.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, we're getting towards the end of the hour. I wanna thank you for your time. This has been, like, really educational for all of us. One thing you can tell from your music is that it's you, it's your emotions, it's real, it's all of that, right? So, you said it. I don't remember exactly what you said earlier, but you said it best when you mentioned that you just like put all of yourself into the music, and there's no way that can be generated by a bot, right? Because all of that test and learn and trial and error and getting it exactly the way you want, that can only be done by somebody with emotions and feelings and a story and something to say.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, so great work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing
Thank
music,
you.
and
I appreciate that.
congratulations on signing to some music libraries, and when, one of your songs is, on a major show, we'll all be like, "We know that guy."
Yo, it's coming. It's coming. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much for this. It's been a comfortable experience. I definitely was nervous, but as we started talking, I was like super comfortable. So I appreciate all of you, your support. Really, like just the feedback that y'all give me is amazing, and also just the music that you guys do as well too. I respect each of you as producers, and even for someone as me that is like I would call me like a new wave creative, right? I still respect the process, right? I can't sit here and say like I'm the best or anything like that because I'm not. I'm still learning. I just have different tools that help me get to where I'm at right now, right? And
yeah.
so just thank you for inspiring me so much, y'all, for real.
Um, Michael Connor has a suggestion. You
Yeah,
do not have to do this, but if you're open to it, a Suno Live masterclass. If you ever wanted to invite us in on your creative process, you don't have to do it.
yeah,
Just,
yeah.
but you'd be more than welcome to.
Yeah, let me think on that, right? Because I'm not a master at it. I just have my own way of doing it.
Yeah,
But what I will say though, is like look up online. Honestly, like Suno has great content out there of really just like teaching you how to utilize the software.
hmm
Especially with their new update, and I sound like promoting for them, but it's helped me a lot.
yeah,
Their new Suno Studio,
hmm
really allows for a lot more creative input for artists, right, and for producers, right. So if you already make beats, it allows for more space for you to like keep your original idea and then expand upon that. So yeah, I would
okay,
encourage you to just explore, just try it out. Yeah.
all right, awesome. Well, thank you once again for your time. Is there any like parting words, anything you want to let us know before I kind of wrap it up and let anybody watching know about the Sync Producer Hub?
Uh, I just want to say thank you. Like my last parting words is thank you, y'all. Like you guys really inspire me so much. And for those of you that are out there that you have a song inside of you, right? Don't let what you don't know stop you, right? Start from where you are, learn what you can, and then keep going.
Amen. All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Cleo.
Yeah,
Um,
thanks, y'all.
for anybody who is watching this and maybe you're not in the Sync Producer Hub and you don't know what we're talking about, we're all part of a community. It's run by Anthony Clint Jr., called the Sync Producer Hub. The link is in the description if you want to learn more. But basically, what we're doing is we're learning how to take the music that we make, put it into TV and film. It's a great way to, once you make a piece of music, it could be used again and again and again in the same show or something like that. Like I had one queue that had over 57 episodes of one show,
Wow.
right? And you get paid again and again and again every time they use it, right? So one piece of music that you have could make you money for years to come, right? And even after you're dead, 70 years after you pass, your family will get your royalty checks. So,
Wow.
keep that in mind as well. But
Yeah.
if you're interested in learning that, there's a link in the description. Cleo, once again, thank you for your time. Everybody else, I will see you around the hub. And if you're not in the hub, hit me up and I can tell you.